look like a poor man's Reese Witherspoon? She really liked that one. I like that one. You're welcome. That was just for you, Toots. I love drunk women. Yes. I know I look like a poor man's Reese. But I promise there is nothing sweet home Alabama about these Georgia peaches. I like to call them peaches because they're not big enough to be called melons. You know, jealous of the ladies in the audience that have melons. Yep, not you. Not you. Yeah! Check out the melons on this one. Gross male comic from the 80s, you know, like, look at the tits on that one. You know what, guys? Looking at y'all, I think even a few of the fellas may have melons bigger than my peaches. I call those malins. But yeah, I've been called a poor man's Reese. I've also been called Amy Bipolar. Really nice. And I am not sure if my cousin meant bipolar disorder or like bisexual, you know. I am not bipolar, I'm just regular, you know, white girl anxiety, right? Unite, yes, and I medicate for that. And if she meant bisexual, no. I am too old to be a lesbian. All right.
Nay.
Nay? Is that a lesbian? Like, is that a thing? Okay. Nay. Oh, bi? All right.
So gay.
So gay. Okay. Love it. All right. No. I'm too old to be a lesbian. And here's why. At my age, I am not going to learn a new skill set. I have been giving mediocre at best blowjobs, all right, for 30 years. You know, so has she. Not for 30 years? Oh, wow. Oh, well, I think they became mediocre as soon as your hair started falling out. My husband is bald, so I can make these jokes, right? Because bald is beautiful. Yes, yes, it is. Bald is beautiful to someone, right? Sorry, sir, I'm staring straight at your shiny bowling ball of a head. Actually, the night before Halloween this year, my husband and I always dress up, and we had not come up with a Halloween costume, and it was pissing me off. Remember, I have anxiety. And he was snoring very heavily in bed, thanks to his alcoholism. And I was wide awake, thanks to perimenopause. And so I tweezed a hair off of his back. And I glued it to his forehead. And in the morning, he looked in the mirror, and he looked at me. I said, what? Thought you could go as Charlie Brown for Halloween. Good grief. All right, one peanut head got that good grief. All right, and you're not even bald, amazing. All right. Here's the thing, we've been married a long time, and we've sort of reached the friend zone of our marriage. You know, we're friends without benefits, right? And after raising little kids during a pandemic, it's sort of like we're prison mates, you know, that used to hook up with each other. Now we just lay there at night and dream about shaking each other, you know, with my daughter's Harry Potter wand. Because we all know this saying about marriage, right? Absence makes the heart
Grow fonder.
Grow fonder, that's right, class. But togetherness does not make the dick grow bigger. And we both work from home, so yeah. I really don't know if I don't know if I would recognize my husband's dick in a dick lineup. You know, damn. Melon like that. All right. I'd look. I'd squint. I'd put my readers on, you know. Looking for it. Looking for it. I'd be like, I know it's one of the white ones. I know it's one of the white ones. If it was farts, I would recognize it. And maybe that's the problem with our marriage, right? I fart, he farts, maybe that doesn't bode well, you know? I'll tell you what though, I am a dirty old woman. I am. And I think it's because we've been married so long, because I love looking at younger guys. I do. Y'all are old. Not what I was hoping for on a Saturday night. All right. Y'all are as old as me. No, I wish I had a look that was more of like a women's studies professor, you know, like a small liberal arts college. But I've got a vibe that's more like a high school substitute. Yeah, that may sleep with a student. Yeah, oh, I know, it is a horrible, he likes pedophile jokes. You're captain of the high school, coach of the high school football team, right? All right. No, and that's disgusting. I would never go for a high schooler, all right? My favorite age is guys born right after 9/11. So that makes it, you know, makes them 24, 25, right? I'll go up to them and I'll be like, where were you on 9/11? They say nowhere. I say perfect. Perfect. Okay, you guys are pulling back on me. All right. Just trying to make lemonade out of lemons. Speaking of lemons, all right. No, I do a lot of these shows with young men on the lineup, right? And I love to freak them out. After the show, I'll go up to them and be like, hey, you wanna take a ride in my Honda Odyssey? Yeah. We gotta pick up some school supplies on the way home. Then we can get down. You can do some lines off these C-section scars. All right, Marietta, you got the joke. All right. Bit of a cocaine crowd. I kind of figured y'all were more of a Tylenol PM crowd. You know? I gotta say, I love Tylenol PM. You know, I love melatonin. Sometimes I take it at night. Sometimes during the day. And sometimes when I take it and my husband and I have relations, you know, I sort of feel like I'm back at the University of Georgia, you know, in a fraternity house, right? I'm just gonna lay there, right? Just not really know what's going on. You know, no, my husband and I both went to UGA. I like to say we sleep the same way that Georgia wins championships. Back to back. Back to back. But here's, thank you. You know, one more thing about the young guys, because I can't stop thinking about them. It's all I think about at this point. I think it shows how far women have come in society, that I can stand up here and just sexually objectify young men. You know, the way we used to be sexually I used to be sexually objectified. Because I'm like, forget equal pay, forget a seat at the boardroom table. All I want is a seat at the bar where I can check out men that I could have breastfed. Yum yum, full of gum. All right. I will finish with this on behalf of women that don't. Oh, you all finished? Liars. All right. So as I said, my husband is bald. So if he is going, ugh, you know, that thing that happens at your birthday, married ladies, right? If he's going down on me, I sort of feel like a fortune teller. plate. All right. And I rub it. And I rub it. No, you know what, y'all? It's not that I'm a fortune teller. It's more like this is a magic 8-ball. All right? Not because I secretly wish it was black. Y'all, I told that joke in Iowa and not one person in the audience caught it. That is a white audience. All right. I shake it. And I shake it. And I shake it because you can shake a husband, not a baby. And I ask it, will I ever finish? And I roll it over and I look real close because you know my contacts are out. And it says outlook unlikely. Alright guys, I need everybody to follow me on Instagram if you know what that is. It's Emily D. Holden.